Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On 28 October 1915, the Department of the Navy officially transferred Marine Corps crew training to Parris Island. Among the first 750 Marines sent to Parris Island were the depot's first bandmaster, drum major, and a group of musicians from which the Parris Island Marine Band was formed. The musicians also doubled as marksmanship instructors, close combat instructors, and provided support for various units aboard the depot. A field music school was also established to train Marine musicians prior to their assignment to individual bands throughout the fleet. Today, the Parris Island Marine Band is one of the premier military bands in America. It consists of 50 members under the direction of the band officer, Chief Warrant Officer 2 Genovese, the band master, Master Gunnery Sergeant Mike, the enlisted conductor, Gunnery Sergeant Shaw, the instrument repair technician, Gunnery Sergeant Hackenberger, the small ensemble leader, Staff Sergeant Hall, and the drum major, Staff Sergeant Gonzalez. The band travels throughout the United States, providing music for military ceremonies, community relation events, recruiting programs, and other official events. They also have the ability to perform as several specialty ensembles, such as ceremonial band, concert band, jazz ensemble, show band, and brass quintet, to name a few. While required to maintain a high degree of musical performance skills, these band members are above all else Marines, and must remain capable of assuming the task common to all Marines, those of a basic Marine rifleman. The band's heritage dates back to the whist-filling fifes and rolling drums of the first Marines' music back in 1775, and upholds the tradition of excellence and service to corps and country, which is a proud legacy to all Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, the Parris Island Marine Band. The term devil dog is used today as a friendly reference between Marines, but the nickname has a proud history. It was first given to the Marines by German troops who fought against them at the Battle of Belleau Wood during World War I. In 1921, Major General Smedley Butler introduced the first bulldog as a Marine mascot. Now entering the parade deck is Parris Island's own devil dog, Lance Corporal Ofame. Lance Corporal Ofame is an English bulldog who enlisted in the Marine Corps on August 21st, 2017. She reported for recruit training on August 27th and graduated November 17th. Lance Corporal Ofame's handler is Lance Corporal Dempsey of the Headquarters and Service Battalion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of Troops, First Sergeant Morales Solis.
Stop! Forward!
The staff for today's parade is comprised of drill instructors from the 3rd and 4th Recruit Training Battalions. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. The chaplain of the 4th Recruit Training Battalion, Lieutenant Woodard, United States Navy, will deliver the invocation.
Ladies and gentlemen, spiritual development plays an important part in the making of a United States Marine. And with that in mind, this prayer was written for the Marines of Companies O and I. Let us pray. O God, as we gather together today, we give you thanks for giving us the courage, strength, and the patience necessary to accomplish the goal of becoming United States Marines. Working through our diversity of culture and personalities, you have forged us into a team. And we thank you for seeing us through the physical, emotional, and the spiritual trials of training. You have surrounded us with loving family and friends who have supported us while we were here. And we thank you for seeing them safely here today to share this special moment with us. We ask that you continue to watch over them and us, our Corps and our country, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Present-day parades in the Marine Corps have their basis in both history and tradition. The mass formation of troops on one long line, at close interval, made possible the massing of firepower from muzzle-loaded muskets of yesterday. In those early days, the line of battle was just that, a line of 2 or 3 ranks, and looked much like the parade formation that you're about to see today. The adjutant forms the line for battle. The Marine, marching across the parade deck, is First Sergeant Jones. She is the parade adjutant, and will very shortly give the command to begin the ceremony. Her position, when she halts, indicates where the right flank of the formation will rest. Once positioned, she will draw her sword and supervise the placement of the formation. Marines have served aboard Parris Island since 1891, and more than 1 million Marines have been trained here. They've departed Parris Island for combat and conflicts throughout the world. The misty wheat fields of Belleau Wood, the gritty beaches of the Pacific, the snow-capped mountains of Korea, the sweltering jungles of Vietnam, the parched desert sands of Kuwait, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and every other clime and place where Marines have sacrificed for country and corps. The first called upon, the first to arrive, and the first to fight. The Marine Corps, the nation's force in readiness, has answered the call to numerous hotspots around the globe, showing the world once again that the United States Marine Corps is America's premier 911 force. Marching onto the parade ground is Company I and Company O. They began their training on August 9th, 2019, and today's graduation marks the end of a demanding and difficult 12 weeks of training. These young men and women you see marching before you have met and mastered the challenge of recruit training. They have qualified with the service rifle and received basic warrior training. They have completed over 200 hours of academic instruction and participated in a rigorous physical training program that has developed their strength and stamina for the challenges ahead. Core values have been instilled in each of them, the meaning of honor, courage, and commitment. Marching before you this morning are 560 success stories, each of them a testament to the physical courage, dogged determination, and unyielding commitment to excellence that define the title Marine. This is what they have striven and persevered for, the right to walk across this parade deck as Marines. They have earned this title through demonstrated courage and achievement, and now join the proud ranks of over 1 million Marines who have graduated from Parris Island. From this day on, they will carry on the proud legacy and history of the United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marines of Company I and Company O. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove all hats for the playing of our national anthem. The parade adjutant now presents the command to the commander of troops, indicating that the parade is formed.
All present! March your floor! designated for students. All present are accounted for.
At the command, officers center march. All unit commanders and guidon bearers march to the front and center of the formation. Historically, it was at this point that the commanding officer would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Following this, the unit commanders would face about, return to their units, and pass the information on to their Marines. Throughout our nation's history, millions of men and women have earned the title United States Marine. In keeping with the slogan, once a Marine, always a Marine, we would like to recognize them. We ask that those men and women in the audience who have served in the United States Marine Corps please rise. Please join us in showing our appreciation for their dedicated service to Corps and country. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the commanding officer of the 4th Recruit Training Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Mestemacher.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our Commanding General, Brigadier General Quinn, I'd like to welcome you to Marine Corps Recruit Depot Paris Island and the graduation ceremony for India Company and Oscar Company. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to our parade reviewing official, Warrant Officer Daly. Sir, it is an honor and privilege to have you with us today. Welcome. 3 months ago, these young men and women set foot on our historic yellow footprints, and they have been challenged mentally, morally, and physically every day since. More importantly, they've had to demonstrate our core values of honor, courage, and commitment in their actions in order to earn the title United States Marine. But they did not get there alone. There were 3 groups of individuals who helped them along the way. First was family and friends. You built the foundation. The development of their character began with you. In addition to character, encouragement from family and friends, and their desire to make you proud greatly assisted them in completing the requirements of recruit training. Your continued support will be vital to their continued success as Marines. These young men and women were also assisted by their recruiters. It was a recruiter who first saw in them their potential and offered them the challenge of becoming a United States Marine. In order to find these young men and women in formation, our recruiters worked long hours in your hometowns across America, for we recruit only the best, only the most fully qualified. Because in the Marine Corps, it is not just a bumper sticker. We do not accept applications, only commitments. Finally, these young men and women were not just assisted, but they were transformed by their drill instructors. This legendary group of professionals dedicates themselves to our mission of making Marines strong, passionate, and disciplined. They set the example every day while instilling our core values. The impact of their drill instructors will be etched in the memories of these young Marines for the rest of their lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you will please join me in a round of applause for our drill instructors, our recruiters, and our family and friends. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to address our new Marines. Good morning, Marines. 2 weeks ago, you completed your crucible. You stepped on the same parade deck and received our Corps' most cherished emblem, the eagle, globe, and anchor, thus beginning your journey as Marines. Congratulations on completing recruit training and earning the title United States Marine. Know that today is about you and what you have accomplished here. However, tomorrow, it is no longer about you. It is about the people in these stands and the nation that we serve. It is about the Marine to your left and to your right. It is about Marines you haven't even met yet. And most importantly, it is about our core values of honor, courage, and commitment. Remember this, and you will do well. On behalf of all the Marines aboard Marine Corps Recruit Depot Paris Island, I wish you congratulations, fair winds and following seas, and Semper Fidelis. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our Corps' newest Marines, the Marines with India Company and Oscar Company.
The parade reviewing official for today's graduation ceremony is Warrant Officer Daly, retired. A child of the Great Depression, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps on October 1st, 1947, and graduated from Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California. Over his 20-year career, He has served in a variety of different billets all across the world, to include assignments in Hawaii, California, Virginia, Georgia, and Philadelphia, to name but a few. After rising through the ranks, in July of 1966, Gunnery Sergeant Daly was promoted to Master Sergeant and Warrant Officer on the same day. Warrant Officer Daly retired from the Marine Corps in November 1967. Warrant Officer Daly's personal awards include the Navy Achievement Medal. Donald Daly's family history is enriched with military service that dates back as far as the Revolutionary War. His fourth great-grandfather served as a member of the Rogers Rangers in the Revolutionary War. His grandfather served in the Civil War. His brother-in-law served in World War II, and his father-in-law was a decorated Marine who served in World War II and Korea. His first son served in the Marines. His second son is a retired Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps. His third son is a retired Navy Chief Petty Officer. His stepson is a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel. And his grandson served in the Marines. His granddaughter currently serves in the United States Coast Guard, and his great-grandson and wife currently serve in the United States Air Force. In addition, his grandson is the senior drill instructor of Platoon 3085. Now taking his position in the reviewing area is Warrant Officer Daly, retired. He's being escorted by Sergeant Major Thomas, Sergeant Major, Recruit Training Regiment, Marine Corps Crew Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina.
Contraband! Attack! Raise that! March to command and review. Yes, sir. Carry. Sword. Ah!
The Commander of Troops, First Sergeant Morales Solis. His company commander is Captain Aguilar. The Paris Island Marine Band, under the direction of the Drum Major, Staff Sergeant Ewan, and the enlisted conductor, Gunnery Sergeant Shaw. Gunnery Sergeant Botts in the graduating Marines of the 3080 series. His series commander is Captain Kavanaugh. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 3080 is Sergeant McKenzie. He is assisted by drill instructors Sergeant Johnson, Sergeant Feliciano, and Sergeant Atkins. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 3081 is Gunnery Sergeant Spreader. He is assisted by drill instructors Gunnery Sergeant Malone, Staff Sergeant Saldarriega, Sergeant De Jesus, and Sergeant Mastrocola. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 3082 is Staff Sergeant Mitchell. He is assisted by drill instructors Staff Sergeant Coleman, Sergeant Opp, Sergeant Dockstader, and Sergeant Knox. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 3084 is Staff Sergeant Thomas. He's assisted by drill instructors Sergeant McCann and Sergeant Charpentier. The Regimental Color Guard. The color sergeant is Sergeant Mast.
Ready, two.
Staff Sergeant Lopez and the graduating Marines of the 3084 series. His series commander is Captain Dixon. The honor platoon for Company I is Platoon 3085. The senior drill instructor is Sergeant Daly. He is assisted by drill instructors Sergeant Hill, Sergeant Honer, and Sergeant Diallo. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 3086 is Staff Sergeant Loving. He's assisted by drill instructors Staff Sergeant Hines, Staff Sergeant Vera, and Sergeant Blankenship. Staff Sergeant Coas and the graduating Marines of the 4042 series. Her series commander is First Lieutenant Cave. The honor platoon for Company O is Platoon 4042. The senior drill instructor is Staff Sergeant Rodales. She's assisted by drill instructors Staff Sergeant Taylor, Staff Sergeant Akawili, and Sergeant Burks. The senior drill instructor of Platoon 4043 is Staff Sergeant Martin. She's assisted by drill instructors Staff Sergeant Bonner, Sergeant Hibbert, and Sergeant Germain. the company commanders of Company I and Company O, Captain Aguiar and Captain Yurkowski. The new Marines carrying the platoon guidons have been selected as the honor graduates for their platoons. They will now retire their guidons.
Personnel! DP! Outboarded! Dead! Mark!
The platoon guidons that are about to be retired have been the identification flags of each platoon throughout recruit training. To each, the guidon is a symbol of spirit, dedication, teamwork, and unit identity.
Retire the guidon!
The commanding officer of the 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Halligan, will present the High PFT and Honor Graduate Awards. He is accompanied by the 4th Recruit Training Battalion Sergeant Major Townsell. We would like to thank the Marine Corps Association for providing the awards today. Please hold your applause until all the awards have been presented.
Before we start, personnel to be awarded, all present. Carry. Score.
The most physically fit Marine of Company I is PFC Jared of platoon 3085. PFC Jared scored 600 points out of 600 possible points. The most physically fit Marine of Company O is PFC Castañeda of platoon 4043. PFC Castañeda scored 595 points out of 600 possible points. The honor graduate for platoon 3080 is PFC Ryan. PFC Ryan is from Jamestown, North Carolina, and was recruited by Sergeant Perry. The honor graduate for platoon 3081 is PFC Waddell. PFC Waddell is from Bluff City, Tennessee, and was recruited by Sergeant Bly. The honor graduate for platoon 3082 is PFC Gephardt. PFC Gephardt is from Franklin, Tennessee, and was recruited by Sergeant Baxter. The honor graduate for platoon 3084 is PFC Rosner. PFC Rosner is from Myersville, Maryland, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant Turk. The honor graduate for platoon 3085 is PFC Chandler. PFC Chandler is from Frisco, Skid, Alabama, and was recruited by Staff Sergeant Kirk. The company honor graduate for Company I is PFC Rodriguez of platoon 3086. PFC Rodriguez is from Bronx, New York, and was recruited by Sergeant Almonte. The honor graduate for platoon 4042 is PFC Signs. PFC Signs is from El Paso, Texas, and was recruited by Gunnery Sergeant Morales. The company honor graduate for Company O is PFC De Jesus of platoon 4043. PFC De Jesus is from Bronx, New York, and was recruited by Sergeant Taveras. Marching onto the parade ground are the combat marksmanship instructors of platoon 3086 and platoon 4042. The high shooter of Company I with a score of 329 out of 350 possible points is PFC Ebersol. The high shooter of Company O with a score of 329 out of 350 possible points is PFC Daly. Presenting the awards today are the combat marksmanship instructors, whom are responsible for instilling the knowledge and the proficiency of the company high shooters. They are Sergeant Bellador and Sergeant Tygart. Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished graduates of Company I and Company O. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of Anchors Aweigh, which represents the historic partnership and shared legacy of the United States Navy and the Marine Corps, followed by the Marines hymn and the final dismissal. Ladies and gentlemen, the First Sergeants of Company I and Company O, First Sergeant Morales Solis and First Sergeant Jones.
First right, the fifth are coming.
Senior drill instructors! Advance your platoon! Senior drill instructors! Dismiss your platoon!
The senior drill instructors will now dismiss their platoons. This is the last and probably the most welcome order the new Marines receive from their senior drill instructors.